There we go. That was weird.
Everything's being stupid.
Well, so last week, on the FaceTime call, I could not get rid of the side menu.
Really?
Yeah, so there's a button you can click on it, brings it up, right?
Yeah.
That would not go away. The button just didn't work.
That's good.
Then today, like I was like, all right, so because when you first pull up FaceTime, that menu's up with all your calls and you can see yourself and blah blah blah, right? So you click a call. Normally, that drops away and the call initiates.
Okay. Yeah.
Last week, it was the same menu, not the call menu. Like right now, it's the FaceTime menu, so it shows who's in it. You can do the share link thing, blah blah blah, right? Last week, it was just the menu for FaceTime with all my calls history. It would never go away.
That's weird.
You could click on the button, and you could see this the FaceTime call menu normally transition underneath it, but the other one would never go away.
Weird.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know. Everything was working. I could hear you. I could see you being recorded, so I didn't really care. But I was just like, damn. And then today I was like, all right, let's try it. I had no problems. And so whatever. But for some reason, GarageBand wasn't showing that it was starting, and then just jumps ahead saying, "Hey, I'm recording." I'm like, oh, okay. Anywho. I have two questions for you, Joe, before we actually get into anything that's relevant to anybody listening to this other than you and I.
Shoot.
What if we aim to go see Guardians on Saturday? Okay.
What time?
So afternoonish, like 2:45.
That would work.
Okay. Other part of that is, do you want to get lunch beforehand?
I'm going to say no. Okay. Only because I already just made plans with my brother to go try the Wingstop sandwiches for lunch, probably right around 10, 11 o'clock.
Okay. So I don't think they open till 11, but well, maybe on Saturday they might open earlier. Anywho,
we can check, but again, I said like 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
We made plans on going over there because apparently they're doing like a buy one get one free sandwich.
Hell yeah!
Right.
So buy 4.
That's what I say, right?
Right.
Buy 5.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, get it even 10. All right. Well, anyways, but so I know this is gonna go away from Norman. Obviously, we can't see it in Cine1 because we fucking drug our heels too long. Or feeder, whatever that saying is. Dug our heels in? Dug our dragon? Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter.
We dragged our feet. If we dug our heels in, that means that we were being
stubborn, right?
Stubborn,
okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, dragged our feet. Drug our feet, whatever the English is. But I was looking. Estrella does not have any showings in larger theaters.
Okay.
But Harkins Park West has not only some in larger theaters, but they also have 3D.
Oh.
In a large theater.
What type of 3D?
It just says digital 3D on here. But it's in a
I could literally just blow off the dust of my Oakley 3D glasses and go use them if it's a real 3D.
So it's that one. I have to look on Harkins' site. This is Fandango, but you can see the seating chart.
Pretty open.
Looks pretty open, and it looks like the bigger one. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Let's see if Harkins has a listing of if it's real 3D or not. It just says 3D on there, but Fandango's never really told you much about it.
Right.
I definitely do not want to go see that movie.
What were the two different 3D that you always saw? You saw real 3D and
the fucking whatever that digital or the I can't remember the name of the other one. The one that didn't work with the aftermarket glasses.
Exactly, because I know my Oakleys work with Realty 3D.
Let's see if they have info on here. They don't on there. It just says 3D.
3D.
Let's go to Park West, see if they...
Glasses.
So riveting.
It is riveting, right? I wish I could remember. So Real D 3D is okay. AMC Real D 3D.
It doesn't say on there.
I could have swore there were two different technologies, and I can't seem to find it.
Well, I know that one time when we saw the preview of Thor, the first one, we had those like prism ones. Remember?
Yeah.
They were like damn near goggles.
Yeah.
That's by far the best 3D I've ever seen.
But they were huge.
They were massive, yes. They were very big and didn't really do well with glasses, but they weren't the worst with glasses. I've had worst experiences with using, like, I have glasses, I wear glasses, and having those on. But by far the clearest and most, like, depth of field of any 3D movie I've ever seen was with those glasses on that theater, on that screen. I was like, dang. And I do know, I looked this up, the movie was not shot in 3D, so this is definitely a post
It's a
thing.
conversion, yeah.
But I thought it'd be kind of fun to go do if you wanted to.
I think it'd be fun. You know how much I love 3D and 3D movies. That actually reminds me of something that I had read. Did I actually save that? Or it was just a little blurb of something. I didn't save it. So take this with a grain of salt because it's me dusting off my memory of it from this past week. But I want to say James Cameron was trying to convince, was it James Gunn, to shoot something in in actual 3D. But he declined to do it because obviously you'd have to film with two cameras, and it just make it more. It would make it cost more, so they just decided to do post-production 3D.
That must have been like an older style, because the newer 3D. I mean, I say newer. In the last handful of years, Red has a 3D rig you can get, and it's two cameras still, so it's like it's wide, but it's not like it used to be where like if you shoot it in like 3D IMAX, those cameras are massive. Even though I think Red technically has an IMAX certified lens, I don't know if theirs are 3D though. But I think it's just a rig more than it is a camera, because it's not a single camera. It's still a dual camera that feeds the image, and so the computers can, process them into 3D. And a lot of fun stuff, but you have to shoot them differently. I know that much.
Yeah, that's what it was. So James Cameron attempted to convince Zack Snyder to shoot Man of Steel in native 3D.
Gotcha.
I don't know why this was like something that people are suddenly like talking about now, but that's he tried to convince him to shoot it in native 3D, and his reasoning for not doing it, I think, was that it was just more. Let's see, I had a meeting with Jim Cameron. I think it was right before we did Superman, and he was wanting us to shoot the movie natively in 3D, Snyder recalls. And I was like, yes, Jim, that's a great idea. But then the film was problematic because you need two cameras all the time. So that would have been, he concluded, suggesting that the process was ultimately too complicated and expensive. Man of Steel was released in 3D, but it was another of the conversions that killed interest in the format before Avatar: The Way of Water came along last December. And that is from comicbookmovie.com.
Comicbookmovie.com. Yeah, I remember like I think you and I had this discussion once before. I don't think it was on the podcast, but how you can tell when a movie is converted over. Mm-hmm. Versus when it's shot, because like it just feels like the depth feels way better. It doesn't feel like it's a processed image. I mean, they're all processed image now because like fucking editing in 3D or editing in CG and stuff. But like there's and it's funny too. Is like he's shooting like Jim Cameron, Jim Cameron, what do you want to call him? I don't think I'm allowed to call him Jim, but no. James Cameron is shooting things like Avatar in 3D. But the thing is, majority of those characters aren't real.
Right.
They're mocabbed, or actually, they're beyond mocap. They're full on, like captured performances, not just faces, because the actors walk around. But that means you're throwing a CG character over the top of them, so it almost doesn't matter,
You're
right?
almost not really shooting in 3D anyway because you have next to no live action in it
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, so it's like I get the human elements, but they're thrown on digital composite backgrounds anyways. Like I'm
Hmm.
gonna guess I haven't seen it yet because it's not technically out on. Is it out now? No.
It's almost. That was another thing that I had set up here. That Avatar: The Way of Water is coming to Disney Plus and Max on June 7th.
June 7th. That's what it was.
Yep.
I was like, I know it's soon because Ant-Man just hit
Hmm.
yesterday or something, or today, yesterday, whatever it was, Tuesday. I don't know, whatever day it was, just hit. Um, and obviously none of these are gonna be 3D at home unless you buy the 3D physical media.
Which I'd be very tempted to do.
Um,
For a movie like this, just watch it first time
yeah,
3D.
yeah, because that's definitely an experience movie that would
Yes.
lend itself to that. Um, but yeah, like I mean, all kudos to James for sticking with his want to live in 3D world. Problem is, you're not making a movie that should be too hard to film in 3D because like I don't think there's a whole lot of real full on human sequences in it, as far as I can tell. Because even
I don't know.
the first one, they didn't have. There was a ton of it that was not human
Hmm.
scenes, other than like the Marines sitting around chatting with each other, or like the lab scenes. But even then, like you still had like CG elements like everywhere in that movie.
Hmm.
So I mean, it did take them fucking 12 years to make it the first one. So
But 12 years well spent.
it's true. It's true. 12 years very well spent.
Yes.
All right, so that was the first thing. Has nothing to do with anybody except for us, but I want to talk to you about it. And I would probably forget if I didn't bring it up at the beginning. The next thing again doesn't pertain to anybody but you and I. And we were slightly talking about it yesterday. Is that LG monitor?
Yes. You gonna get it?
Um, I'm thinking about it.
Right? Me too.
Um, and obviously I'm not ready to build a gaming PC yet.
Me not 100% either, but I have started picking parts.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is, if I get this, then I can get the Mac Mini and make that my like recording platform.
Yep.
Uh,
And that would be pretty nice.
yeah, because then I could easily split the screen and have multiple things on the screen.
Hmm.
I have to figure out how I'm gonna do the video call though. I'm thinking maybe just because obviously your like the video call is your uh, audio
Well,
into the
what Mac
recording.
Mini do you have?
I
Or
don't
what
have.
Mac Mini would you?
I was looking at
You
the
would be getting?
M2. I'm gonna look at the M2.
So if you're thinking about how the video, how actual like video recording would go along with that, uh, in Ventura, if you recall, Apple released the ability for you to put your iPhone as the webcam. So you could literally just set up your iPhone, you connect your iPhone to the Mac Mini, and use that as a webcam.
Oh, I was actually thinking of the iPad. That's what I was about to bring up. Because the iPad Pro can do the same thing. I believe. If I'm
Can
not
it?
mistaken. I think so.
I don't recall iPad OS, but that could have been something I missed. I just know that you could do it with Ventura, Mac OS Ventura, but that should give you way better clarity and whatnot. It's something that I wish I could do. Unfortunately, the Mac that I have is a little bit too old to accept Ventura and be able to do that type of stuff. But that's definitely a way you could go. Is that an answer to your question, or is that?
Uh, that's what I was gonna say. Is do you think that would be like a good idea? Maybe you can't. I thought I saw an option.
Well, if you're talking about going through iPad, uh, you would probably start the call on the iPad, and just the call would exist on the iPad. I
Yeah.
just don't know how you would get the audio over probably running. Is there still no? There's no 3.5 millimeter jack on.
No, you'd have to
any
use
new
the
iPads.
lightning adapter or
So
the
you'd have to go
Thunderbolt adapter.
lightning. Yeah. Or no, wait, does yours have USB-C?
It's on Apple. It's technically called a Thunderbolt, but
I
yes,
don't
USB-C.
care. Don't care.
Yeah, it's USB-C. It'd be USB-C to
Captain Split Hairs.
yeah.
Yeah, Thunderbolt or whatever, like USB-C to whatever audio, and then audio in to the Mac, or probably just run. Maybe you could just run USB-C.
No,
that starts to get a little weird.
Yeah, no, the iPad Pro doesn't do it. Apparently, I thought it was. Maybe it's just the being able to do the screen or the sharing from the iPad to the iPhone. Then.
Yeah, maybe you could do that, but I would imagine that the camera system for the iPhone would be a lot better than the iPad.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be more convenient to be able to have that propped up versus having to find a way to prop my phone up.
You just get a small, like a gorilla mount for it.
Yeah.
There's a company called Moment that makes stuff like that with the little magnetic mounts. They're specifically designed for. Obviously, a lot of companies make these types of things, and so you can find something probably at Best Buy too. But I've always liked the look of Moment mounts and stuff like that. And like I said, they make them for to work with the MagSafe. Is that no? It's not called MagSafe.
Yeah, MagSafe on the back of the phone.
Is it called MagSafe? Because that was the same name as the magnets on magnet stuff on the.
Yeah, it's because Apple doesn't rename things, Joe.
Fair enough. Yeah, so they have really nice mounts, and you can get them for like various different things. But they sell one because they make a lot of like iPhone camera accessories. That's kind of what.
How do they spell Moment? Am I spelling it wrong?
Moment.
Okay.
Just look up Moment lenses. I don't remember what their prices are for some of this stuff because it's actually really nice stuff. But I imagine that you, as a camera person, might actually dig their stuff.
I do dig stuff with cameras involved.
Shopmoment.com. There it is.
Yeah, I found it. Because when you type in Moment, like a lot of weird shit shows
and,
up.
They've worked with. I found out about them because they used to make lenses. Nomad used to make cases with attachment points for their lenses on them.
I would like to go to Moment MagSafe. Yep, there it is. MagSafe. Menu, go away. Thank you.
Yeah, their menu can be a little annoying sometimes.
Okay.
So yeah, you got like the little tripod mount there, or a mobile filmmaker cage. You can do a little wall mount, adjustable car dash mount, pretty nice. All different types of mounts. You can buy a motorcycle and get a motorcycle mount.
Oh, there's an investment I'm not going to make.
I'm just saying you could. If you suddenly got the thought that you could do it.
Oh, I can do it. I don't want to do it.
I'm just saying, right now you don't. But like, we could get off the call and you could be literally like, nope, going full biker.
Like my shift to wearing only tennis or only golf attire.
Yep. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, I'll have to check that out. Just a thought, because like I really want that monitor for later in life, but also like I want to get a Mac Mini to replace my now deceased iMac.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want I do want an iMac, but I don't. Like, I also just want to be able to have, like, because when I do go, if I build a gaming PC, I'd like to have the Mac Mini for recording purposes versus just using my laptop. Yeah. Laptop's good and all, except for, like, it's just more of a cumbersome in the way type thing.
Yeah.
Jesus. You can do Good God. 2 terabytes of solid-state storage on a Mac Mini?
That sounds right.
Good God. I was like, oh, a terabyte
And
would
that's
be the
just the
most.
standard Mac Mini, right? That's not the Pro.
Yeah, I was just like, I just want to click on the Mac. I just clicked on the Mac Mini because like the base one right now, um, on sale through somebody. Can't remember what it was. It's $4.99.
That's actually not a bad price.
And that's a 256 8 gig, which is way more than enough.
At least the cool thing about going with the Mac Mini as well, tentatively say if the monitor went out, you're not replacing the Mac Mini as well. If the Mac Mini went out, you're not replacing the monitor as well. And there's always the possibility, even though Apple's been a little bit more, closed-minded
Yeah.
on their Mac Minis than they were in the past, that if your hard drive fails or something like that, you should just be able to get a replacement for it and be easier, quote-unquote, easier to replace rather than trying to replace some part inside of an iMac, especially the newer ones. I don't even know how those come apart. Obviously,
the
the old ones were magnets and stuff. Yeah, but I mean, are they? I think they're literally adhered. I think the screens are literally adhered. I don't think they're magnetized anymore.
No, I was talking about to get like if it has the RAM replacement, it's underneath the back of the screen, but I don't know if they do anymore or not.
Exactly. So as much as the aesthetic, the niceness, and trust me, I'm a person that hates cables, and only having one power cable is really nice, but also I kind of hate the fact that if I want to upgrade something, I can't.
Yeah.
Or if my screen goes out, well, there's the whole computer that's gone out. They are nice, but yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking of making that like the centerpiece as measuring my desk before the call, and I can make it fit with no big issues. I'd have to adjust some stuff, but that's okay.
My problem too is that this is a slippery slope for me because it's a rather large monitor, 42 inches.
Yeah. No, so 45 inches.
Was it? Oh, okay, 45 inches.
Yeah.
It's really big for the desk that I have right now. I've been wanting to get a different desk, and I've been wanting to get a Secret Labs desk.
Oh, yeah.
Not even like because they have two different types. They have one that's just four legs. It's a desk. It has some cool features to it. It looks nice.
It's 4 legs.
They also have one that has what?
It's 4 legs.
Well, yeah, it has four legs.
Just a weird way of putting it. It's got 4 legs. Yeah.
Because the other one is one of those like standing desks, so it has 2 legs.
Yeah.
And it goes up and down. And it's a much nicer design to me, but I would never use the standing part of it.
Yeah.
So it'd be an unnecessary cost. So getting that type of desk would be really nice with that type of monitor would be really nice. Yeah. And then, of course, I'd have to get a new chair as well. It's a slippery slope of stuff.
Yeah.
But this is the first and only time that I can think of. This is the other thing that's like, I don't need it right now, but I should get it right now, not only because it's an OLED monitor from LG, but like, when was the last time you've ever seen a monitor come up on accommodations?
Oh, yeah, no, it's been a long time.
If it has, it's been a long time, because I can't literally think of any time that it has.
Yeah, because the last monitor option or thing we had was like a Lenovo something or other, or Asus or something, but it was like a normal monitor.
And you're like, I don't want that. Like, this is legit, like, brand new. I remember seeing a review of it 2 months ago. I actually rewatched the review of it on LTT last night just to see what their input was, and they said they actually really liked it. It looks nice.
Yeah.
It looks really nice. So maybe I've just talked myself into getting it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I mean, the option would be if, like, obviously this is a pretty screaming deal. We have a chance to get, but they're 48 inch. Have you seen the 48 inch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, the thing is so good looking.
Mm-hmm.
But like, kind of like I kind of dig the curved portion of it.
Oh Oh, the curved looks really nice.
Like especially later on when I move forward and get like play the video games on it, because I could technically hook my Series X to it,
You could.
and I could utilize the actual the free
HDR10 on
HDR10,
it,
the free sync.
240 hertz screen, does 1440p,
Has free sync on it.
has FreeSync on it. So if you go AMD route, or if you have G-Sync, or if you're a NVIDIA person, you can go G-Sync.
Yeah, I'd definitely be when I build my computer, it would definitely be a G Sync.
Are you going to NVIDIA?
Yeah, I got burnt last time with an AMD, so
Yeah,
twice in a row with them.
but I started parting out my computer that I was thinking about buying, and I was thinking about doing an AMD system, only because AMD has been pretty good in the last 5 to 10 years or something like that in like the gaming market, like actually doing really good with processors, even though I have a good bad thought with that, because on the one hand AMD has been doing really good with like the price to performance for their processors, but on the other hand the Ryzen 5 5600X is like the processor we replace the most at the DDC. Like if a computer comes in and it's like not powering on, it's like, yeah, replace it has a Ryzen 5 in it. You have a little sticker, Ryzen 5. I'm like, yeah, that's a Ryzen 5 5600X. Just replace the processor and it'll turn on. Or if it's not outputting video, yeah, replace the processor. I literally just replaced one yesterday because it was causing the system not to
post.
Like, no, it was like you would start to install Windows, because it was an HP computer, so you would start to install the HP OEM version of Windows on it with all the crap and stuff.
Yeah.
And halfway through, it would just crash. It would just blue screen. I finally installed just a basic version of Windows on it, but nothing would work. You try and go into settings, it never loads. You would go into Internet Explorer, and like every graphic there looked like static from a TV. Replace the processor, perfectly fine.
It's ridiculous.
So, and then of course, what's happening lately with board manufacturers putting too much voltage to their processors. I think it's actually just limited to the 7800X3D processor from AMD, but apparently, like if you look that up, literally have been burning processors up.
Oh, good.
And burning boards up too, because they've been overvolting them, even though they say they're not overvolting them. I digress, though. So I've been thinking about, since my last couple of builds, and when I say last couple of builds, I think that the last computer I built was when the Intel Quad Core came out, which was over 10 years ago. So I've been thinking, let's build another AMD system, because the first system I built was an AMD Athlon 64. I don't know which processor exactly it was. AMD Athlon 64. And I think I did have an NVIDIA graphics card in that, because back then it wasn't AMD Radeon. It was just Radeon. And Radeon just always had the worst drivers possible. But anyway, I digress. My new system, I kind of wanted to go full AMD on it. Unless I decide to try and do the Intel Retail Edge thing.
Yeah.
And then I'd go Intel. But I digress.
Anyways. Yeah, because I could get that monitor and a Mac Mini for less than the price that monitor normally sells for.
Yeah, right?
And I'll be like, okay, now I just have to figure out, because I can get a webcam for probably pretty cheap that would work as that.
But like I said, you've already got a great webcam.
Yeah, so
in your phone.
And this guy right here.
Just buy a nice little mount, and then you can put it like just in front of the monitor, and you could be like looking at the monitor, but the phone is like right there.
Yeah, like boom, right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know. I've been I've been thinking about it.
right? That was one of the things too that because like I said, I've been parting things out, and one of the other reasons why I have been thinking more about building a computer is because I hit my tenure at Best Buy,
Yeah, you did.
and they give you a nice little uh, uh, amount of Best Buy bucks that you can spend. And so I have some of that money that I could put towards a computer. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh, I could, I'd have to buy a monitor and I'd have to do this and that. My brother suggested that I just hook the computer up to the TV and I use it like that. And I was like, that's a good idea instead of having to buy a monitor. Because if I bought a monitor, unfortunately, I've been spoiled with OLED TV.
Yeah.
So if I put money towards any display,
It's gonna be OLED for sure.
it's going to be OLED for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought the Switch OLED, which I've only used, unfortunately, not enough. I did start playing Breath of the Wild again a couple of days ago, and I've made progress in it.
Yeah, but are you playing it handheld or are you playing it on your TV?
I'm playing it handheld.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, being so spoiled with OLED, and like I go back to my parents' house, my parents on the weekend, and my parents have had gotten some nice TVs a couple years ago when the pandemic was happening, and we were blowing out the open box ones.
Oh yeah.
They're really nice, but they're standard LED with I think it's 2 or 3, maybe more dimming zones, active dimming zones.
Yeah.
And so you'll be watching TV and like a bright light will be shining through a window and like illuminating half the screen, and you can see like it adjusts the brightness because of that, and it tries to do darkness because of the other stuff. But those panel pieces like are trying to create the darkest darks that it can, and it just can't, and it just bothers the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. I can't watch standard monitors in dark rooms and just not see just gray blah anymore, or like halo effect or any of that stuff. It just bothers the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I get you. I feel you.
So I can't do normal TVs anymore. I'm so spoiled by OLEDs. So anyway, if I did buy a monitor, it would have to be an OLED, and this is a perfect opportunity to get one for a good discount.
Yeah.
Anyway, now that we've really talked about stuff that really doesn't care towards anybody else.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh no, already talked about that. Actually, we've already talked about half the stuff that I was going to mention here.
Loser.
No, it just flowed naturally.
Comes naturally.
Comes naturally. Nah, it flowed naturally. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom pirates are being tracked down by Nintendo, apparently hardcore.
Hell yeah. I don't want to mention this, but there's someone, I would never call him a friend, that works at a similar location to mine. Like flat out just told me he pirated the game and put it on his PC. And I was like, dude, what? Like he was like, he was trying to get a copy of the limited edition, like the collector's edition one, right? And he couldn't get it because like the stores got so little of them and they're impossible to get, so whatever. And then he's like, oh yeah, I've been playing on my PC, and I was like, you were so desperate to get the collector's edition, but you're gonna steal the game anyways. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense.
You might want to tell him not to seed that torrent, because people have been getting hit with cease and desists.
No, I want him
ISP.
to. I want him to.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, that guy can rot in hell.
Yeah, to their ISPs. Honestly, I've been hit by something like this before, way back in the day when I used to torrent TV shows and stuff like that. Nothing really ever comes of it. It's just basically, hey, stop doing this, or we're going to basically cut you off from your internet, usually, because I don't think they really ever sue anybody through that.
No.
Although it's Nintendo, they could.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally just won it. Did you hear about the case that they just won, I think, a couple weeks ago? I don't remember all the details, but the defendant's name is literally Bowser. Uh, he got sued by Nintendo, I think, for leaking. It was leaking something. Let me see if I can bring it up. The problem is typing in Nintendo, Nintendo. Let's do lawsuit. No, that's not how you spell law.
Yeah, Joe.
He pirated. He like leaked something. I can't remember what it was. And Nintendo caught him, sued him for like $10 million, and won. So he's literally going to be paying Nintendo some cut of his pay for like the rest of his life, because there's no way he's going to get $10 million unless somebody just. That's not how you spell anything.
Hacker has to pay Nintendo 20 to 30% of his salary for the rest of his life after being released from prison.
Yep.
Holy moly.
And what's his full name?
Let me see if I just pulled it up. Gary Bowser.
Gary Bowser.
So it came out to oh geez. Oh, so it's not just 10 million. It's 10 million to Nintendo, but it's also a 4.5 million fine.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So sentenced just under 2 years in jail, Bowser pleaded guilty to the sale and distribution of piracy-enabled devices in February of 2022. Bowser, who is likely never full, blah blah blah. Bowser will likely never full pay off the debt. That's terrible English. Has managed to muster up $175 so far, thanks to his job while a prisoner at the SeaTac Federal Detention Center in Washington. So he's right on his way to paying it off, $175.
Right on its way. Just got to print out a few more license plates. I don't actually know what they get paid for doing there.
Yeah, I don't either. Cleaning up litter or something?
Or doing laundry. I think you can get paid in certain institutions for doing just like regular stuff. Be a line cook or something. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea. I'm not a prisonologist.
You are definitely not that.
No. But yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Crime does not pay unless you're the guy who has to pay or get paid for the crime someone else committed, and then it does pay you, I guess.
Like, I get it. On the one hand, obviously Nintendo is right. Like, look, it's their property. Don't hack into us and redistribute things. I don't remember the whole details of everything, whatever. But, man, $10 million? That's just, like, go to jail. And I don't know how much jail time he got for this.
It says less than 2 years.
Okay. But go to jail, and then is like, yeah, that's a stab in the gut. But then the $10 million fine plus 4 point whatever million dollar fine is just literally like just twisting the knife. Like, good God, man. That seems excessive. But that's Nintendo. They are litigious as fuck when it comes to their properties. The number of things that I've seen where they do DMCA takedown requests for people who are just streaming on YouTube or post clips on YouTube for their own channels and whatnot is just fucking ridiculous. Like, I like Nintendo as a generalized idea company, but when it comes to their lawsuits, like, good God, man, they need to calm the fuck down. They're really ruining their own... They're ruining the enjoyment of their properties with the people that are promoting their games and whatnot. If I see somebody having fun in a game, a Nintendo game on YouTube or whatnot, it's going to make me want to play that game more. But the fact that they're just like, no, DMCA takedown, that's our property. Fuck off, man. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah, that kind of thing is kind of annoying. I get the whole, like, this dude and this, I guess, this other one in Paris about this torrent sharing site or whatever. I get them. Take those motherfuckers down. They're just, that's not cool. It's something you made, so you shouldn't be able to sell it for, like difference of having like if you bought like if you're a retail location, you're selling the game, it's one thing. But if you're just sharing or selling stolen software, then you should go to jail. But yeah, the people who like put on YouTube stuff and like they get their shit taken down is kind of bonkers.
Yeah. But anyway, moral of the story is don't tort stuff. Just go buy it and then dump it and then play it.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
Because technically, it's not illegal for you to back up your own software.
It is not.
It is not.
Now, if your software is found on someone else's device, on the other hand,
that's a little different.
Yeah.
But you bought it, you dump it, and then you play it on your system, your games. Because apparently, it actually runs a lot better emulated on PC.
Oh, I'm
Even
sure.
Breath of the Wild did.
I'm sure. Hardware alone, like I mean,
so much better.
Yeah.
Obviously, what we got into, I think the last time that we talked with how Nintendo should separate the software from the hardware side of things and actually make more powerful. Like, imagine if Nintendo made the Steam Deck.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Or if they made an actual next gen console.
Yeah, made an actual next gen console, and you could still do the portable thing like you did with the Wii U. But just imagine the ROG Ally, but it's a Nintendo console,
Mm-hmm.
It'd be so much more powerful, so much more fun to play. You could actually play games on it. Like, they had the idea, they just don't have the fucking balls to go through with it.
You know what they could do, thinking out loud, is they could go the route of like a Steam Deck or the ROG Ally, right? I always want to call it the ROG Ally, and it just sounds weird.
So do I, dude.
They could make a powerful handheld like that, and then they can make a dock that is essentially a graphics card booster.
Yes, that's definitely something that you can do. I mean, fucking Asus is the one that actually does it.
Yeah, so I mean, you could definitely do it that way.
Another $1,500 for the fucking dock.
Granted, yeah, I mean, it would have to be a
fucking 4090 in it. But I digress. You could do it,
but you could do it where the handheld's not as powerful as an Ally or a Steam Deck. But then you could use it when you dock it. It gives you that next gen.
Yes.
Bump for processing speed or processing power and graphics power, and you'd be right there with an Xbox and a PlayStation with terms of power and depth of game, and then you could make your games run like they do on these emulated PCs.
Yep, I agree.
And you would probably sell a bunch because you're Nintendo, so your consoles are always going to sell.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you'd be worthwhile for not just your casual gamer, but your hardcore, like, hobbyist gamer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I just mainly want a very powerful. Because I've watched a bunch of like videos of people playing in Tears of the Kingdom doing things, and it stutters. The game like will stutter.
Yeah.
Because of like the crazy shit people are building and stuff like that, and I'm like, that pisses me off thinking that's gonna happen to me as I play. But I'm not gonna go crazy like these people are and build like, orbital fucking strike lasers and shit like they have. Videos I've seen.
Some of the stuff that I've seen, I haven't seen anything crazy like that, but I've seen other weird stuff with like, of course, that involve dicks and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Because when you have a sandbox like that, of course, just dicks.
Yeah, Mythic Quest told us it's going to happen, and it did.
It did, yeah, right?
No one believed them. They're not going to make it out of dick. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of dicks, fucking fly, get the fuck away.
Was that you're talking about? Was the fly was a dick or what?
Different segue. A little known game that I just saw a trailer for because thinking about it, you've been sharing a lot of trailers for the past hour or so, but I didn't know it was being made, and apparently it's in early access right now. So people are playing it and testing it, but I don't know much more about it, like what consoles it's coming out to, if any, if it's just like a PC thing. But did you know that they're making a Starship Troopers game?
They are making a Starship Trooper games. Right now, I think it's just PC. No, PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X, I believe. The last time I saw.
I don't know.
I think it's just PC. PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X, I believe. The last time I saw. 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 The last time Um, and I mean, probably you're probably looking it up right now, but
I'm trying to look it up right now. It's in early access. It looks like on or the game's Steam page currently notes that more enemies and even boss battles will be introduced. So it's in early access through Steam right now.
yeah, I know that much. I saw a thing about it.
But watching the trailer for it, the trailer actually having a lot of in-game play rather than just a lot of like, this is what it could look like type of stuff. It looks pretty cool. I don't know. I literally just watched the trailer for it
I just spelled
this morning, I think it was. So I don't know a whole lot about it yet. But it looks like it's a co-op player type thing, if not a like an online type game. But you're basically a squad of Marines, because it says up to 16 people. So obviously it is an online thing. I just don't think anybody controls the bugs. Not really sure, but objective based shooter type thing where it looks like in some instances you're dropped into one of like those FOBs and you have to do something, but at the same time you're just fighting off just a horde of fucking bugs.
Yeah.
And it looks like it could be fun.
Early access May 17th. Oh, May 17th. So yesterday.
Okay, so that's why I just saw this stuff.
Right now it only says PC. There's nothing about it being on other consoles. So maybe I was incorrect of speaking what I was speaking earlier.
Okay.
So it says buy on Steam. There's no other mention of anything else on the website for it. Because sometimes it's like, hey, coming to blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this though. Where'd it go? The performance needed is not terribly bad.
That's good.
It needs 20 gigs of space, which is pretty standard for most games.
Actually, to me, that's surprisingly small, considering stuff like Call of Duty requires 100 and something games.
Call of Duty is its own fucking nightmare.
I know there's other games that require almost 80 to 100 gigabytes.
Yeah. Graphics is pretty minimal. NVIDIA GTX 970 or an AMD RX 570.
Jeez, 970?
And
They
then,
look like Lego people.
I mean, maybe it depends on how they do it, but I mean, and then your minimum processor is an i3 or a Ryzen something or other. It's cut off, so I can't see it.
Fair enough. But that's good then. I mean, it means that they're, it's accepting of a lot of systems.
Oh, that's where I saw the trailer.
Really nice or not. Something else, but
yeah, the trailer. I remember I was like, where did I see this trailer? It was at the IG from IG Fan Fest in February. I was like, I knew I fucking watched this trailer a while back. But I do remember I think I was gonna share it, and then I saw it was PC only, and I was like,
is correct. Like, I wish it would be more. It would be offered to consoles.
Yeah.
As well.
I was excited. There's this game coming out, or it is coming out, called Arc Raiders, and I sent you guys a trailer a while back, where it's like this kind of like open world, massive multiplayer third-person shooter thing, where like it's basically like AI has taken over the planet, and you're supposed to be like, or not playing, like there's like these sentient robots that get shot down from the sky, and like you're a group, you play of one person that's basically scavenging and killing these things and trying to keep humanity alive, that sort of thing. Anyhow, so I was excited about it, and they're getting ready to talk more about it, and then they decided to delay it, which I'm fine with, because no need to have it out. And they just brought it back out, brought some more info about a new gameplay trailer and all that fun stuff, and it looks super dope, because it's very reminiscent of like a Destiny, but more grounded. Like, you don't have superpowers, you just have technology. You're not like in a mech suit, you just have guns and cool booster thingies and stuff like that. But also felt very Anthem-ish, the way that it was like played, because it's over the shoulder third person. Not as wonky and broken down as Anthem was, hopefully. And Anthem was a little too ambitious for what they were trying to do, but I get it. It did give us a pretty dope ass short film from Neil Blomkamp, so that was cool.
It really did. Anthem had a lot going for it, but the execution of it is, I think, what failed.
Yeah, for sure.
It just got too it was really fun to fly around in that area, and you could definitely see where you could have a lot of little Easter eggs and hints towards something more. But when there was basically nothing to do in those areas except for the same thing over and over again, and even in a worse way than something like Destiny is a little bit more forgiving when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah, it just got boring really fast, and then there's so much other stuff we can complain about. I'm not going to.
Yeah. So this one it's going to be essentially free to play, if I'm not mistaken. And it's going to be on Steam. It's going to be on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. I was like, cool, awesome, until they just released the news that it is going to be forced PvP.
Oh. Yeah, fuck that.
Yep. Yeah, so they, in their time of delaying it, they added... really, originally they said multiplayer. I was like, okay, whatever, right? Like a shooter type thing, whatever, you know. And then they said extraction-based fight. So it's going to be like the Dark Zone was in Division.
Yeah.
But after every major encounter, you have to extract your stuff and other players can kill you and take it.
No, I don't like that.
Out. I'm out.
I didn't care for it in the Division. Not going to do it here.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, that's a down for me. I don't like that at all. You know what I do like though, Joe? And that's a segue. That's an actual segue.
Is that an actual segue? Is that how you do it?
It is. That's how it's done.
It doesn't involve balls?
No, not always. I mean, unless I was segueing to talk about how much I love balls, but it's not. So,
fair enough.
I'll try harder next time, Joe.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. So guess what returns with all new episodes July 24th on Hulu?
Returns with all new episodes July 24th on Hulu. I'm going to say something. It's going to be wrong, but I'm just putting it out into the world.
Okay.
And maybe, hopefully, it'll actually happen. I doubt it. Maybe. Castle Rock?
No.
Damn it.
I'll give you another hint. You and I really, really like it, and this is going to be the third time it has come back.
The Expanse?
Nope.
You're really hurting me here, buddy.
Close, though.
You're really hurting me. Like, immediately hope shot up. Expanse? No. Fuck. Third time that it'll have come back. Something... Was it streaming only?
No.
So this was something that was on TV.
Yep.
I know that Orville isn't the right answer because that is already come back.
Yep, that has already come back.
You know, I can't think of it.
Okay, I'm going to give you one last hint.
Give me a hint.
It was on Fox. Then it went to Comedy Central.
Then it moved to Comedy Central.
And now is going to Hulu.
Fox originally had Family Guy. That got not Family Guy. Well, no, I mean, yes, Family Guy. That got canceled, but then brought back. But I don't think it got canceled again. Brought back. American Dad got canceled, I think, then moved to TNT.
Yep.
But that's not it, is it?
Nope, because that's TNT, not Comedy Central.
Well, I wasn't sure if they canceled it again. Oh, no, that's right. I don't know. The Titus Show?
No. Joseph, something you and I both like. We've talked about this before.
You and I both like, and I can't think of anything else that Fox had. Fox cancels so much shit.
I mean, they're not the CW, but yeah.
No.
That was a nice jab at CW. Come on, Joseph. Think about something you and I both like that we've talked about before on this podcast.
We've done this for 10 years.
I know.
We've talked about shit tons of stuff.
I know, Joseph.
I can't even remember what we talked about last week.
Okay.
Did we talk about it recently?
No.
We both like it. It's been canceled twice already. It's coming back. Originally was on Fox, then moved to Comedy Central. Don't tell me it's Futurama.
It is Futurama, sir. Yeah, buddy.
I have mixed feelings about that.
Why?
Because on the one hand, yes, it is it's awesome to hear that it's coming back, but they ended it so well.
I know.
It's such a heartfelt thing that to bring it back would almost feel wrong.
You know what's really wrong, right?
It's not like let me just finish. It's not like Fox just or Comedy Central just canceled it and didn't give them a chance to end it. They ended it. They ended it in a very heartfelt way that left nothing open for discussion. And
very
to
true.
bring it back feels like, first off, feels like they're going to go in a different route. It's not going to be the same characters or anything, or those characters will be there, but it's going to be a new set of characters. Don't tell me it's that.
No, it's original cast. Everybody's coming
Original
back.
cast, everybody's coming back.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I still have mixed feelings. I love it because I love me Futurama. I don't own Hulu, but I'm sure there are other ways I can watch. So I really do want to watch it, but not a lot of shows get the opportunity to end the way they want to end. And this did, and I do feel that it might cheapen that ending. That's my 2 cents.
So, Up Rocks has an article, which made me very upset because it made me very sad. It says, Futurama is back, baby, and there's a Hulu premiere date to prove it. And I sent you the trailer just now.
Yeah, I saw that.
It says, if you've been waiting like Fry's dog Seymour for any news about Futurama reboot, you're in luck. Hulu announced today that its season 11 of the Future Set animated series will premiere on Monday, July 24th. Also, sorry for reminding you about Seymour. New episodes will be released every Monday on the streaming service. Season 11 will consist of 10 episodes, followed by 10 more episodes at a later date, so 2 parts. And this is the description from the new season, or synopsis of the new season. After a brief 10-year hiatus, which is a hilarious way of putting it, because 10 years is a long time for being brief, Futurama has crawled triumphantly from the cryogenic tubes. Its full original cast and satirical spirit intact, the 10 all-new episodes of Season 11 have something for everyone. New viewers will be able to pick up the series from here, while long-time fans will recognize payoffs into decade-long mysteries, including developments in the epic love story of Fry and Leela, the mysterious contents of Nibbler's litter box, the secret history of evil robot Santa, and the whereabouts of Kif and Amy's tadpoles. Meanwhile, there's a whole new pandemic in town as the crew explores the future of vaccines, Bitcoin, cancel culture, and streaming TV. Ba-ba.
I'm even more worried now. The reason why is because this is only one season. It's not like they've greenlit multiple seasons already. So this is one season where they're just going to be like, if it plays well, we'll probably get more seasons. But if it doesn't play well, you know what? We just basically tickled your taint, and then that's it. We're done.
Hey, man, you got to prove yourself in this new world, sir.
But I hate it.
Well,
you're bringing back something that is very beloved. I literally own, I think, all of these seasons on... No, not this one. I don't own this one on all the seasons on DVD, but I bought every single movie, or, because they did that run of like multiple episodes, but they're essentially movies.
Yeah.
I own them all on DVD. So you're bringing back nostalgia here with the possibility of yanking it away from me again. And I don't have the emotional
fortitude
to deal with that.
Yeah, buddy, I'm sorry, but it's happening, and I'm excited.
Which I'll be along for the ride. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to enjoy it, and then I'm going to get my heart broken again. And I guess that's just life, right?
It's true. It is just life. I don't know what that actually means, but... it says what I don't understand, and I was reading this article, like, and it says season 11.
So they're picking up after where they left off.
Well, the problem with that is, wasn't there only 7 seasons?
If there were only 7 official seasons, they'd probably counted some of the movies as seasons.
Okay.
I would think. I'd have to look it up. I'm not
I don't
sure.
I'd have to. Because the reason I say this is because the synopsis doesn't specifically say season 11. Like, it does. It says season 11. But I'm looking at it. I'm like, because I pulled up Wikipedia, and again, it's not Wikipedia is like the fucking end all be all. But they only list 7 previous seasons before this season.
I get what you're saying, because you're right. Even IMDb, which again, well, no, they list season 9. No, IMDb lists 10 seasons. And I do remember these episodes.
Because I know on Comedy Central, season 6 and 7 were split into halves, but they were still technically season 6 and 7.
No, according to IMDb, there were 10 seasons. Season 10, episode 1 is like an episode I'd fully remember. Like, I fully remember all these episodes.
What is season 10 then?
So season 10, according to IMDb, begins with 2D Blacktop. 2D Blacktop was that one where the professor becomes that, like, street racer type thing and has the ability to go into the second dimension, and they have, like, this whole 2D, two-dimensional thing.
It's the Tron on. It's the Tron one.
Not really.
Because that's listed as season 7. Not even episode 1 of season 7. That's episode 15. So episode 2 of the second half. 2D Blacktop.
Okay, they list that as season 10, episode 1 here.
Which is weird because
Fry and Leela's Big Fling.
No.
Is that? But I mean, where is that in yours?
This lists it. That is technically episode 17 or 4 of part 2 of season 7.
So maybe that's what happened then. Is they split, because you're talking about split seasons. If you added up all the seasons, including the split seasons as individual seasons, does it add up to 10?
No, it does not.
No, fair enough then. I don't know.
Because seasons 1 through 5, which were on, seasons 1 through 4 were on Fox. Season 5 was on Comedy Central, and then season 6 gets split into 2. So that's 6 and 7, and then 7 gets split into 2. That's 8 and 9. So I'm not too sure how they're getting season 11 out of this, and the order is also incorrect, because you say episode or season 10 episode 1 is 2D Blacktop.
Yes.
That's listed as the second episode of the second half of season 7. Because season 7 part 2 starts with 40% Lead Belly and then has 2D Blacktop. Then you say after that is Fry and Leela's Big Fling, but there's an episode between those two.
I'd be more apt to believe Wikipedia.
I'm just confused how this is so poorly separated.
So Wikipedia lists... Yeah, Wikipedia lists, where to go? 8 seasons.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand how...
Season 5, and if we split season 6, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that doesn't even work. Okay, you know what? I don't know. That'll be a mystery that they'll have to solve in the I don't know. They list season 8. Wikipedia lists season 8 as the new
one.
As the new one coming out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, so if we do that math again, and there are no other splits here, no. So that we have season 5 being the last one on. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then that would be 10. Not 11.
So I'm saying, dude, like, because even if you split season 8 in half, the second part is 11.
Would be 11, not the first part that would be coming out. I don't know.
I don't either, man.
We're not going to solve this.
I mean, that's just weird in general. I'll have to look at that some other time that we're not sitting here recording.
I think somebody else is just misremembering things. Anyway, I think that's it for today.
Okay. We'll wrap it up. This has been Come Naturally. We have been
Joe.
I have been Cody. And as usual, you fuckers just came naturally.
Bye.